Hola, buenos dias, bienvenidos. Welcome to the Spanish channel. Today we are on grammar checkpoint 11 and we're going to be looking at the conditional tense. So the conditional tense, it's a type of future tense actually, and there's a reason it's called the conditional. If I told you the sentence, if I were rich, I would buy a Ferrari. The condition of buying a Ferrari is you having money. So therefore we say I would buy. Another example, if I had the time, I would go to Florida. The condition of going to Florida would be having time, hence I would go. Here are some examples of the conditional tense in English. So I would like, I would go, I would say, I would eat. Changing the pronoun now. You would go, she would do, he would arrive, we would hide, you would all drink, all of you would drink, you plural, and they would declare. So I think this is really easy to form in English, and actually it's quite easy in Spanish as well. But how has that been formed in English? What is the process? Just take a few moments to think about that. In my mind, the process is you start with your pronoun, are you, she, he, we, all of you, and they. You then add would, the conditional part, followed by an infinitive verb. I would like, I would go, and so on. But how do we do this in Spanish? So step one is to take our pronoun, for example, yo or tú, él, ella. We don't always need them, hence why I've put that in brackets. We then take our infinitive verb. Remember, infinitive verbs in Spanish all end in either er, AR or IR, and rather than removing the ending, which is the norm for many tenses in Spanish, we're actually going to leave the ending and we're going to make some additions. So if I wanted to say I would eat, I'm going to start with the pronoun, which is optional here, yo. I'm going to take the verb, infinitive verb to eat, comer, and then I'm going to add the ending ia. So yo comería would mean I would eat, or just comería, I would eat. Now you've seen this before lots of times when we say I would like, me gustaría. So this should be quite familiar to you. So what I want you to do is have a think about how to form these four conditional sentences. I would drink, I would talk, I would go, I would improve. Ready for your answers? Listos? Let's have a look. So, I would drink. We take the infinitive verb beber and we add ia, bebería. I would talk. Take the infinitive verb hablar, to talk, and add your ending, hablaría. Of course, you might have used the pronoun yo before these. Yo bebería, yo hablaría. I would go. Take the infinitive verb ir, to go, and add ia, iría. And finally, I would improve. Take the infinitive verb mejorar and add ia, mejoraría. I would improve. Easy as that. And lo and behold, here is your conjugations grid. So we have here our pronouns, step one. We take an infinitive verb, for example, comer, and then we add the endings depending on who is doing the talking. So for I, the ending, what you want to put at the end of your infinitive verb is ia. For you, ias. She, he, ia. We, íamos. All of you, you plural, iais. They, ian. And at this stage, could you have a go at writing the answers for 1 to 8 using that conjugation grid? Muchas gracias. Y vamos a ver, let's see how you've got on with those. So I would write. We take our infinitive verb, escribir. We have a look at our conjugations grid and I can see that for I, we're adding an ia, escribiría. I would give daría, I would learn aprendería, and so on. So if you could just go through those, check your answers, and if you've made any mistakes, just double check the grid to see where you've gone wrong. Gracias. So that is how you form the conditional tense in Spanish using regular verbs. So as we know, there are a number of pesky irregular verbs in Spanish, as there are in English, and therefore there's going to be a slight change to how we form the conditional tense with those particular verbs. The good news is that the endings will remain the same for our irregular verbs, so that's a help. It's actually the stems that will be a little bit different. So, for example, hacer, to do. If I wanted to say I would do, I'm not going to put ia at the end of hacer, hacería. That would be incorrect. I'm going to use this stem, ar, and add the ending. Haría would mean I would do. Likewise, tener, to have. If I wanted to say I would have, I'm going to take this stem, tendre, and add my ending, the appropriate ending. Tendría, I would have. Tendrías, you would have. Tendría, she or he would have. Tendríamos, we would have. Tendríais, all of you would have. And finally, tendrían, they would have. And then you do exactly the same for these other irregular verbs. Take the stem, add your ending. So if you could have a go at numbers 1 to 6 for me, shouldn't take you more than 4 or 5 minutes. We'll come back shortly with the answers. Gracias. Vamos. Okay, let's see how you got on with those. So, I would know, sabría. I would go out, saldría, and so on. So have a look through those answers. Double check you've got the right stem and the correct ending. And that literally is it for today. I hope that's made sense. If you've got any questions, please post them in the comments below and I will do my best to help you. Otherwise, our next grammar checkpoint, number 12, is all about the perfect tense. For example, I have eaten, I have gone, I have said, and so on. For now, muchas gracias y adiós.